Our next guest has been collecting historic films and creating documents about the city of Tulsa for years. So this morning, we've invited Jack Frank to join us to begin a monthly segment. We're going to call it Tulsa Treasures. Good morning.
That's the first time I've ever been a treasure.
Well, I'm talking about the videos. No, I didn't mean that. Jack and I go way back. He used to be in radio when I first started here in Tulsa, and I've always admired you and your work, and most importantly, your collection of all of this historic footage. How did you get started?
Well, I started years ago. I was at the public TV station here in Tulsa, and we started putting some old film clips on TV, and people started bringing to me their old films, going back to the 1920s, just home movies, but they really showed what Tulsa was like back then. And so since then, I've gathered all this stuff and probably had the largest collection of archival films of Tulsa in the state that's out there. And we've digitized it all, taken this old film, you remember films?
Yeah.
And put it onto digital now. And now we're starting to have the technology to colorize some of the things that are black and white. We're now able to turn into color and make it more lifelike.
This is going to be great because we're going to show some footage here. It seemed perfect, right, leading up to the Tulsa Christmas Parade, which is this Saturday. Talk to us what we're seeing here.
Well, again, these are home movies that somebody took back in the 1940s of the parade. You know, they used to have the Christmas parade, holiday parade, whatever it's called now, in downtown in the day. And that's because people shopped downtown.
While they were there, yeah.
Right? So the parade was always kind of to kick off the holiday shopping season, and all the stores were downtown. So you'd, pardon me, come down for the parade and stay and Christmas shop. And you can see how elaborate the floats were. There weren't pickup trucks and those type of things in these parades.
Man operated. You had to push them and pull them and such. Yeah, I love it. Now, this obviously is one of the older ones, but I love when you see glimpses of what our town looked like.
Yeah, this is an actual traffic jam. Can you believe that, downtown? And these are some of the people shopping. Main Street was pretty much the main shopping area in Tulsa, and these are actually some of the
customers.
Yeah, customers and footage that we've colorized. These used to be black and white films, but we're able to colorize them and just show some of the shoppers and how busy downtown was.
I'm looking in the windows and seeing the stockings for women, you know, and look how fancy the women are dressed up to go shopping, you know, hair done and carrying their, you know, their pocketbooks.
That's what I hear from a lot of people when they see these. They say, I remember having to get dressed up. You didn't go downtown not being dressed up.
Right, right. You never knew who you might run into.
The men and women wore hats. And this is looking north. I believe this is looking north on Main. I'd have to, but it's amazing, these floats that they had. It makes you wonder what has happened to those.
Right, right. Where do they end up? Well, and as a Tulsa native and somebody who grew up here, I loved going to the Christmas parade. We only did it for a few years when I was very small, but I just remember, like you said, during the day, which they're now back to the days. I think that was such an exciting time because you could see things so much more vividly. And I love you know, they've got the marching bands, we've got, you know, all of them, and Clark's Goods closed.
Yeah, you're actually looking north down Main. You know where the fountain is today? So you'd be kind of back there, and you can see the Mayo building at 5th, no, not the Mayo Hotel, but the Mayo building at 5th and Main in the background there. And look how excited the kids were. You know, you didn't have all the things we have today to keep you entertained. So the Christmas parades, you can see how big of a deal they were.
It was an event.
Absolutely, and this is another shot of Main Street back when it was the main shopping center and some of the stores that were along there.
If you come back on camera now, I want to talk just a quick second. You found this picture because I mentioned to you what I remembered was going for hot chocolate after the parade, and that was kind of like the big treat.
Absolutely.
I talked to my mom about it, and I said, do you remember, was it called, for some reason, King's kept coming to mind. You found the photo.
I found a photo of King's, yeah.
And this is right next to the Mayo building?
That is now, if people remember what Billy's on the Square, it was a restaurant at 5th and Main. That's in King's. So you're standing where that fountain is right now, looking north, and the YMCA is a little bit further down on the left-hand side, but that building is still there.
I have
and
to
it's
laugh.
the Mayo building.
My mom, what she remembered was the tuna melt.
Oh, is that right?
Isn't that crazy? I love it. Well, I think this is going to be fun. Month after month, we'll have Jack join us with wonderful clips for those people who have the nostalgia like myself, and then for new people that have come to town.
I'm looking forward to doing this.
I think it'll be great. I'm so happy to have you.
Time.
Exactly, for sure. And let me just remind you real quick, if you'd like any of the DVDs, they are available for sale. You can go to tulsafilms.com. We've got that on the web there, and you'll be able to access that. Great to see you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all that to
Same
everyone
to you.
out there.
I appreciate you having me.